The insidious politics of blame shifting, why Democrats and Republicans use it. Do you know why we can never seem to agree on anything nowadays? It always seems like we're just shouting past each other and throwing dirt at one another. It's not just that we're divided, but also that we seem to love playing the blame game. Every time something goes wrong, we immediately point fingers at the other side, and they do the same. Even when our politicians are caught red-handed, we still make excuses for them by saying, well, the other party did it too. Why is this? Why do we justify the things our elected representatives do by citing what the other party has done? In this blog post, I want to explore this phenomenon and see what we can do to move beyond it. When we try to justify our politicians' actions by saying, the other party does it too, we're engaging in a logical fallacy called tu quoque, which means you too. It's a diversionary tactic that deflects blame. By saying, you're guilty of the same thing, we're essentially arguing that two wrongs make a right or that no one is to blame because everybody does it. But this kind of fallacious reasoning only creates a vicious cycle of blame shifting that makes it impossible for us to hold our elected officials accountable. Part of the problem is that we're so deeply entrenched in our partisan identities that we see everything through an us versus them lens. We believe that our tribe is inherently good, and the other side is inherently evil. So, when our politicians do something wrong, we defend them because we see it as an attack on our tribe. We're more interested in winning the political game than doing what's right for the country. Moreover, social media has made it easier than ever for us to find evidence of the other party's wrongdoing. We live in echo chambers where we only consume news that confirms our biases and ignores anything that challenges them. As a result, we're more likely to jump to conclusions without fact-checking or considering opposing viewpoints. But perhaps the most insidious reason why we engage in blame shifting is that it's a classic tactic of political leaders who want to maintain their grip on power. They want to distract us from the real issues by getting us to focus on the other side's wrongdoings. They want us to be so busy pointing fingers at each other that we don't notice the corruption and incompetence happening right under our noses. In conclusion, the blame game is a dangerous political game that only serves to further divide us and weaken our democracy. If we want to move forward as a country, we need to start holding our politicians accountable and stop making excuses for their wrongdoing. We need to focus on finding solutions to the problems that affect everyone, rather than playing the partisan game. We need to listen to each other and engage in honest, civil dialogue. And, most importantly, we need to remember that we're all Americans first and foremost, and that our shared values are what bind us together.